Coming up, we'll take a look at how our community has been especially giving to the United Way, and we'll learn more about how Volunteers in Medicine gives back to our community. All that and, of course, the latest headline business and entertainment news right now on the Bluffton News. Welcome to the Bluffton News. I'm Anneliza Itkor, and these are Bluffton's current headlines. There's trouble in paradise. Peter and Linda Giustini have taken on the director and developer of Berkeley Club Hall Incorporated, John Reed, in a lawsuit that claims Reed pledged all the assets of the Berkeley Hall Club, including stock ownership and voting rights, and gave it to the bank in exchange for a $10 million personal loan. Reed allegedly used the loan to reimburse his investors so he could take on a second project in Bluffton. Reed's attorney, Keating Simmons, says that the Giustinis' gripe against Reed grew out of a dispute over delinquent club dues that totaled over $111,000 and cost the couple their 1-acre residential lot. Peter Giustini, a CPA from New Jersey who has had experience in development deals and investigating fraud, is sticking to his guns and, while frustrated and exhausted over the battle, says he'll continue to fight the fight against what he claims was a clear case of double dealing and self-dealing. The crowds at the Bluffton International and Craft Beer Fest enjoyed perfect weather this past Saturday as they sampled the world's best ales, stouts, lagers, pilsners, and more, while sipping brews from Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, and of course, America. Beer fans were also treated to live music and tasty treats from Bluffton area restaurants. This year's festival was a green event that recycled bottles, cans, and cardboard, and the Beer Fest benefited Palmetto Animal League. Harold Ernest Days Jr. and Tamesha Nicole Days, both 32, were arrested late Friday at their home in St. Helena after Beaufort County Sheriff's Office drug investigators made several drug purchases in October. 9 grams of crack cocaine and 113 grams of marijuana were confiscated from their home. The couple's 3 children were present during the arrest. This marks the 3rd drug-related charge in 2 years for Harold Days. In June, Days was charged with 5 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of drug possession after he and co-defendant Quentin Jabari Doe, 27, allegedly followed and shot at an SUV occupied by a man, a woman, and 3 children. Days and Doe told authorities they shot at the SUV because the man had sold them fake crack. Yet another charge of marijuana possession was levied against Days in October of 2011. Days stands trial for that offense January 29th. The much-discussed Bluffton flyover connecting Bluffton Parkway to 278 is facing its own economic crisis. Higher-than-expected construction costs have raised the question as to whether Beaufort County can afford the final stage of the Bluffton Parkway development. 7% may not sound like much of an increase, but when the numbers are in the millions, it is significant. Officials are evaluating ways to shave expenses, and according to the county's Director of Engineering, Rob McPhee, aesthetic elements would be the first to go. The project has its share of opponents to begin with, and this new hiccup only adds fuel to the fire. McPhee said County Council would have the final say on whether the project moves forward, and a decision is likely within 30 days. And finally, the town of Bluffton has given its website a makeover. Town manager Anthony Barrett said the redesign was completed in-house by Lori McLean and is intended to be less cluttered and easier to navigate than the old site. The site uses a new color scheme and gives town press releases and local events a more prominent position. It also includes photos of local landmarks and a menu of links that directs visitors to the town's Facebook page and other resources. To view the new design, go to www.townofbluffton.sc.gov. And here's what's happening around the state. Authorities say the bodies of a woman and her aunt were found in an Oconee County home, and a suspect has been hospitalized. Oconee County Coroner Carl Addis identified the bodies found Friday as 82-year-old Clarine Smith and her niece, 63-year-old Sandra Myers of Seneca. Myers reportedly was visiting her aunt. Addis says the woman's wounds appear to be the result of blunt force trauma, cutting, and stabbing. Investigators say an 86-year-old man who lived with Smith was found with cuts and stab wounds that appear to be self-inflicted, and the man is considered to be a suspect. Sumter County Sheriff Anthony Dennis says one of his deputies illegally obtained prescription drugs, likely for an injury suffered when he was shot on duty 7 years ago. 40-year-old investigator James Williams was arrested Thursday and charged with illegally obtaining a controlled substance. Authorities say Williams was getting prescriptions for the same drugs from different doctors without telling him what he was taking. Williams was shot in September 2005 while struggling with an armed suspect. Authorities haven't decided whether Williams will keep his job. His supervisor, Sheriff's Captain Alan Daly, called him a good employee. A former assisted living home employee has been sentenced to life in prison for smothering an 82-year-old resident who found out she was stealing and cashing her checks. 30-year-old Brackett Walton was found guilty of murder after a 4-day trial. Prosecutors say Walton had been suspended from work the day before Pauline Cook was killed in November 2011 after Cook called police to report the stolen checks. Investigators say Walton got a fellow worker to let her in the Rock Hill facility and killed Cook by smothering her. Prosecutors said she then put a shower cap on the victim's head and put her in the shower with the water running. Cook's family has sued the assisted living home over her death. For more information on these headlines and more, please check out the media sources you see listed on your screen. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Coming up, Shellie West-Hodges brings us the Bluffton Business Report, and you'll learn what's new in Sun City. It's all right here on the Bluffton News.
The smoked chipotle burrito is really good.
Yeah, my zesty cheesesteak burrito's great.
Are you familiar, Pete, with the phrase, don't mess with success?
Yeah.
Because this is not only messing with success, this is taking success to the cliff and shoving success over.
Success said, oh, please, don't do anything, leave me alone.
These burritos didn't even hear that. They heard, oh, put, and that was it. It was just like, wah. Egg everywhere.
Wake up to sirloin steak and fluffy eggs with the new zesty cheesesteak and smoked chipotle breakfast burritos. This is how you Sonic.
Welcome back to the Bluffton News. On today's Bluffton Business Report, Shellie West-Hodges brings home a harsh reality. You know, the holidays, they're right around the corner, and all of those holiday parties can really mess with your waistline. So to help us take some preventive measures, Shellie, I understand you've brought us the lowdown on some fitness opportunities in the area.
Yes, Anneliza, and this is the perfect time for people to really think about what's going on. The holidays are coming up, and before anybody adds those extra 10 to 15 pounds before January 1st, it's a great idea to go ahead and see what's available around town. And we have two great gyms here in Bluffton. One is Benchmark Fitness in Sheridan Park, and the other is Powerhouse Gym over at the Bridge Center. And both are, have equipment that people can use. They have different trainers there that can help people. And they also have different classes like Zumba and spin classes that they offer for clientele.
Gotcha. Now, I also understand we've got some more untraditional approaches to fitness out there. CrossFit is something that's become very, very popular. Tell us a little bit about what that has to offer in Bluffton.
And there's a new trend around town, and it's for CrossFit training. And we have two businesses, Bluffton CrossFit over across from the Low Country Lutheran Church, and also CrossFit 843, which is downtown Bluffton. And this is more like a military-based resistance against your weight, not so much machines, but really kind of an intense training and like a boot camp to get you there a little quicker.
Now, what other options might be out there for someone who's looking for something a little different?
We have a different place. A lot of people like Pilates, especially a lot of ladies, and it's also great for gentlemen too, especially if you have any kind of past injuries. It's low resistance on your body. And TrueFit Pilates over in Sheridan Park actually has a different spin. They have reformer machines that enable them to do, they say, 1,000 more exercises with Pilates to really enhance and get your results quicker. And that's a great facility as well.
Cool. Now, how do we find out more information about these facilities, Shellie?
Well, I tell you what, you can call the Greater Bluffton Chamber of Commerce or look up these folks on the web, and that's Powerhouse, Benchmark, CrossFit 843, Bluffton CrossFit, and TrueFit Pilates. They're all on the web, and they all have Facebook pages.
Well, I know everybody is very appreciative of you looking out for our well-being, and we'll look forward to hearing more next week.
Thank you.
Joining me now is Hank Druckerman, chair of the broadcast committee in Sun City, Hilton Head, with a special Sun City report. Hank, what all is happening in Sun City these days?
Like Sun City, something is always happening. Coming up very shortly is our Veterans Day celebration on November 12th, wherein all the members of the Sun City Veterans Club hold an annual ceremony. It's been going on for a number of years. We have guest speakers, usually people from the military. We have representatives of the area military establishments. We have passing parade of the Veterans Association, and they hold a very moving memorial service. It'll be held on November the 12th in Pinckney Hall parking lot, immediately adjacent to Pinckney Hall in Sun City.
I'm very aware of that ceremony, and it is moving indeed. Moving on to a less somber topic, how about the golf courses? What's happening there?
Well, the golf courses have been very active. With the good weather coming up, play has been very intense. And one of the things we always like to tell the folks outside of Sun City Gates, that they are welcome participants on our courses, and the courses are open to the public. To get information, you can go on the internet to golfinsuncity.com or to suncityhiltonhead.org, and you can get all kinds of information.
Now, moving from sports to arts, are there any performers coming to Sun City Hilton Head soon?
Well, there's a constant stream of performers, and coming up very shortly in December is Paul Revere and the Raiders. They're doing a rockin' Christmas show, and they have two performances on December 9th in Magnolia Hall. Just go to suncityhiltonhead.org for all the information, and you can find out how you can attend.
I'll tell you, I've always been impressed with the many opportunities for fun and for activity that are available in Sun City. How do we get more information about Sun City in general, Hank?
Well, I think you can log on as a guest to our website at suncityhiltonhead, schhca.com. And I think there's a way for even people who are not residents to log on and get information. You can probably find copies of our Sunsations magazine in various venues around the area.
Terrific. Well, thanks so much, Hank.
You're very welcome.
When we return, the United Way of the Lowcountry gives us an update on their fundraising progress, and Volunteers in Medicine takes a look back at 20 years of serving our community on this edition of the Bluffton News.
Tara's Men's Den, located beside Tara's Salon at the Moss Creek Village, is a full-service salon for men only. Open Monday through Saturday from 9:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. We offer haircuts, color, highlights, waxing, and treatments for hair loss. No appointment necessary, so come enjoy a relaxing atmosphere for men only, and don't forget senior discounts every Wednesday. Call or visit us today. Our number is 843-837-5555.
Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Jill Briggs, Executive Vice President of the United Way of the Lowcountry, joins us with some terrific news. Jill, I understand the United Way has raised some serious cash for local efforts. When did this campaign kick off, and when do you expect it to end?
Well, we kicked off our campaign in September. We predict that we will be at where we want to be by the end of December. We have a $2.8 million goal. We're at 44% of that goal right now. And you know, really, bottom line, we will continue raising money until we achieve that goal. It's just that important to this community.
Great. Now, who can give to the United Way?
Anybody can give to United Way. You know, we have a long history of running employee campaigns. Those are employees who give through their workplace to United Ways. That's a long tradition with United Way. Here in Beaufort and Jasper counties, our community is a little bit different. So we have lots of people who give from outside the workplace, from their homes. And I think the important thing really to remember is that any amount is important. We have people who give us $10,000, and of course those gifts are very important. But bottom line, whether you give $5 a week, $10 a month, $25 or $50 in total, all of those contributions are so important. They make sure that there's a bed for a woman at Citizens Opposed to Domestic Abuse. It makes sure that there are first books for infants through Born to Read. Any donation from anyone is so very, very important.
Well, you've already given us a couple of examples. Can you expound a little further? Where do donations to the United Way go, and what exactly do they do?
Most importantly to remember is that all donations to United Way of the Lowcountry stay right here in the Beaufort and Jasper County communities. You know, there are great charities that fund organizations across the world, but if you want to make a difference right here at home, United Way of the Lowcountry is where to give, because we fund 32 agencies, 44 programs that make sure that people have good nutrition, safe places to live. They help people with living wages. So right here is where all donations go when you give to United Way of the Lowcountry.
Well, Jill, congratulations on a job very well done, and best of luck in your continued fundraising efforts.
Thank you so much, and thanks to all of our contributors.
It is my pleasure to now introduce Dr. Frank Bowen, retiring medical director of Volunteers in Medicine. Now, Dr. Bowen, you've been with Volunteers in Medicine for quite a few years. How have you seen it change during your tenure?
There's been huge changes. When I first started, we were largely a, oh my gosh, I'm sick walk-in clinic, and we've moved in the direction of prevention. So all our patients with chronic disease, such as diabetes and high blood pressure, are seen by a whole number of physicians and nurses and nutritionists, and it's all designed to prevent the complications of these serious diseases. We're also very much into identifying the causes of chronic disease and trying to work with the patients to prevent these. So we're very much into prevention, although we still do see the, oh my gosh, I'm sick this morning patients.
That's great. Now, what accomplishments are you most proud of at Volunteers in Medicine?
I'd have to be most proud of our volunteers. We have over 100 doctors, about 90 nurses, 30 or so dentists, 20 or so mental health counselors, and over 400 wonderful lay volunteers. And without them, it would not work. And they're just fabulous people, and they give of their time. And if you think about it, there's nobody in the clinic when it's open who doesn't want to be there. So
right. Now, it sounds like you have your bases pretty well covered. Are there needs that still exist?
Oh yes, in terms of certain medical specialties and dentistry and mental health counseling, we always have needs in those areas.
Okay. So, and how do we find out about those needs so that possibly us in the community can become involved with helping Volunteers in Medicine?
We post them regularly on our website, vimclinic.org, and we put down not only the specific needs we have, but also the kinds of things that are being accomplished at Volunteers in Medicine.
So I understand that there's a big shindig coming up at the Westin where you are going to be honored?
Well, that's what they say. It's the Big Band Swing, it's called, and we've got space for about 400 people. And it's actually honoring the 20th anniversary of Volunteers in Medicine. They've mentioned it about me, but basically, I like to think of it being more about all of our volunteers and all of our patients than just me.
It is. Well, it sounds like it is praise very well deserved. I appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and support Volunteers in Medicine.
After the break, Rodney, Vaughn, and you'll meet our special Bluffton News Pet of the Week.
Okay, so it's a romantic dinner for two. Now, I've already cut some tomato. Time for the vinaigrette. You are going to love this. Okay, we need some sesame seeds. My favourite pan. Now, what's really important is...
With Merillat cabinets, you'll discover function that's irresistible.
Good thing I'm not the jealous type.
Welcome back. You know, our low country weather could not be more beautiful this time of year, and there are plenty of festivals and activities that take advantage of it. Here to tell us all about what's coming up in the Bluffton area is our entertainment reporter, Rodney Vaughn. So, Rodney, I hear we have an oyster festival coming up this weekend.
Thanks, Anneliza. We sure do. And with fall in the air, there's nothing like a lot of festivals to attend and stay outdoors. One that I'd like to mention is the Island Recreation Association's festival in cooperation with several area sponsors. That's going to be held this weekend, Friday and Saturday and Sunday at the Shelter Cove Park in Hilton Head Island. Now, they're going to have lots of music, lots of activities for kids, and of course, wonderful local oysters and shrimp. They're going to have music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all 3 days. So I think it would be a great opportunity for people to get out and to spend some time together with their families outdoors.
Now, what's the cost of the event, Rodney?
Well, the event is only $5 for adult, and children 12 and under are free. And all of this proceeds the Island Recreation Center to help their fund for No Child Left Behind, so every child gets to take advantage of their facilities.
I'll tell you, that's quite a deal for a really fun weekend.
Certainly is.
Well, and you know, with fall being in the air, of course, we would love to hear about any other fall festivals that are coming up.
Well, a lot of little local groups and churches have festivals coming up. The St. Andrews by the Sea Methodist Church on Hilton Head Island has an event Friday, November the 9th. Now, this is going to be an old-fashioned outdoor church bazaar with a craft show and lots of items to shop for Christmas. There's going to be a huge selection of gifts there, and all proceeds for that benefit their missions fund. And you can get more information by calling Larry Sippy at 843-363-2693. And that's, of course, a free event. And then Saturday, the Hampton Lakes Association is having an art and craft bazaar, and that's going to be from 9 to 4 p.m. And that's a free event, and that's going to be at Lakeside Village in Bluffton. And you can get more information for calling Catherine Guscio, and her number is 836-7463.
Well, I'll tell you, Rodney, there's so much going on. I don't know how we're supposed to make up our mind what to do, but it's always fun that you make it so complicated for us.
Lots of things to see. Thank you.
The Bluffton News Pet of the Week is Eden. Eden was rescued from an animal hoarding situation in Georgia. Though she is young, she was clearly starved for human affection, so does not give her heart over easily. At just 12 pounds, this Chihuahua Rat Terrier mix is as cute as can be and entertaining to watch. Unlike her previous owner, she is very tidy and likes to pile all her toys in one place. If you like a challenge and savor the rewards that come with patience and dedication, then Eden might just be the perfect one for you. For more information about Eden or other adoptable animals, please contact Brookshaven Animal Rescue at 843-757-7387. Thanks for joining us for the news program that is all Bluffton all the time. I'm Anneliza Itkor for the Bluffton News. We'll see you next time.